Hi, this is Robert Wilkins, aka BasketballTall. Welcome to my channel, your place for sports, life-changing stories, and other matters. Today, I'm going to talk about the end of amateur sports in college in 2025, as well as is sports declining in 2025? And if that's the case, what's the cause that might be? We're going to discuss that as well. Stay tuned. 2024 has been a great year. Boy, you're talking about a lot of excitement in the athletic world. But in the political world, a lot of concerns for a lot of people. The future is uncertain. And boy, you talk about the things that we're hearing right now going on, the division within parties. And 2025 is right at the door, knocking. And it will be here. But will sports endure? What will be the behavior of the fans? What will be the behavior of everyone, not just in this country, but all around the world? Sometimes people say that we're looking at gloom and doom. There's wars, rumors of wars, and there's threats that's going on, talking about taking over other countries, and wow. What's really in store for America. But one thing that we've always noticed, no matter throughout history, during World War II, the Korean War, Vietnam, and all of that, sports continued on. But will it next year? Will it be in 2025? Will it continue on? Because right now, we're experiencing something that this country has never experienced before. Our allies are even concerned right now, wondering will the United States be there for them as an ally. Not just that, we have our upcoming president making threats to Panama, the Panama Canal, talking about taking it back. You know, making remarks to Mexico's president, talking about Canadians, talking about them becoming the 51st state, insulting their prime minister, and talking about taking over Greenland. Wow. And breaking away from NATO. That's other talk that's been going on. And you know, the sad thing about it is, all the reports and the things that I'm watching and reading and hearing is that they're gearing up against the United States, just in case. This has never been before. That's the great concern. What if our allies join together against the United States?
For all of the MAGAs out there who said Donald Trump's going to stop a future World War III, well, guess what? Now our allies are beefing up their military defense against us, against the United States of America. That's right. Within hours after Donald Trump threatening to conquer Greenland, which is a territory part of the Kingdom of Denmark, which is a member of NATO, Denmark beefed up the military defenses within Greenland to levels never before to protect against an invasion by the United States of America.
We've always been that beacon on the hill. We've always been that nation that brokered peace around the world. If the United States is not with them to make certain that there's world order, then what? And now we are talking about breaking away from NATO. And I'm a sports guy. I love sports. You love sports. And all you sports guys out there, let me know who you are. Give me a thumbs up at least. And if you're a cheerleader or been a cheerleader, I consider you an athlete or former athlete as well, because I recall those days of going to the gym before basketball practice, seeing those girls out there working hard, stretching, working on their moves and everything else for their cheers. They were in good shape and they were just as athletic in a cheering way. So if any of you guys out there, give me a thumbs up. That indicates to me that you are a sports fan or former sports or an athlete. And I like to know that. And so I'm assuming you would too. But the things that we're faced with, there's so much uncertainty that brings a lot of concerns. And the thing is, I want sports to endure, just like when Jesse Owens and the others went and won gold, baby, back in the 1936 Olympics, when you had Adolf Hitler in the stands. and that was World War II. And our elected president-to-be, he was on a campaign a lot talking about the Democrats getting us into World War III. And right now, I'm going to be honest with you, and be honest with yourself. I had not heard the Democrats, and I'm not a Democrat. I'm just telling you right now, I'm an independent. And the thing is, I never heard the Democrats talking about World War III, but I did hear our incoming president say it a lot. And the way things are right now, upsetting everybody, disrupting we're talking about no stability, possibly world order here, that it seems like we're heading in that direction. Are we becoming like Russia? I'm not talking politics here, guys. Today it's about sports, but it's how politics affect sports. Now, let's talk about all the money that's being made in college athletics today, especially the NCAA Division I. And because, they're the ones that got most of the money. But listen to this right here. We're talking about, and this comes from the AP News. And it says, when 2025 arrives, so will the end of amateur athletics and college sports. And it goes on to say, when the page turns on 2024, it will be time to say goodbye once and for all to the amateur athlete in college sports. In theory, the concept held on stubbornly via the quaint and now all but dead notion that student athletes played only for pride, a scholarship, and some meal money. That's the way it was during my time. Was it like that during your time? In practice, the amateurs have been disappearing for years, washed away by the steady millions, now billions, and have flowed into college athletics, mostly through football and basketball, both through legitimate and illicit means. In the coming year, the last vestige of amateur college sports are expected to officially sputter out, the final step of a journey that has felt inevitable since 2021. That's when the Supreme Court laid the foundation for paying college players in exchange for promotions on social media, TV, video games, you name it, featuring their name, image, or likeness. But on April 7th, the day final approval is expected for landmark $2.8 billion lawsuit settlement that lays the foundation for players to receive money directly from their schools, what once was considered anathema to the entire concept of college sports will become the norm. David Shanash, the NCAA's Vice President of Academic and Membership Affairs, acknowledged that maintaining the unique essence of college sports is a challenge in the shifting landscape. I believe that's what may have gotten Nick Saban out of football from Alabama because of all these changes. So in 2025, you can see there's going to be some changes in college sports. No more considered an amateur. So what will they be called? Because they're getting paid. And let's face it, guys, some have made millions. Now, will there be a decline in sports? My take is, I hope not. But what if, just what if, we find ourselves in so much chaos, we're in such a disarray, everybody start to hate the United States. People are so concerned and afraid with everything that'll be going on. If people are being deported, all sorts of matters that's against the norm that we've been accustomed to. Will people stop going to the arenas, the coliseums, the stadiums out of fear or concern? Will people be tuning in more to news networks wondering what's next instead of getting some relief from watching our favorite teams to escape all the chaos? Sports is like medicine, isn't it? And it can be. To take us away from all the hustle and bustle and the negativity things all around us, to give us a sense of peace, of joy, comfort, or entertainment. But I must admit, I too am a little concerned because none of us knows what the future holds. We just hope that it doesn't go the direction that's been advertised. Because if it goes the way it's been advertised, I do have some concerns, and I'm sure you do too. Is this the best that we're going to experience for a while? Is 2024 going to be, we'll look back as the most joyful time in our lives where we didn't have any worries? Even though we talked about, the high price of food and the high price of gasoline. But think about this. Even if gas went up $1 per gallon, you got a $10 tank, that's only $10 more. I don't see anybody stop driving. We're still driving, but gas is not that high. We'll just go up about 10, 20 cents per gallon, and we can still afford it. We're the United States, baby. We got more than anybody in the world. We are spoiled, don't you think? When you got other people around this world just hoping to get their daily bread, just one meal a day if they could. And we throw away more food from our table that people in other places will eat off the floor what we have. And when we're talking about prices of food being high, everybody I know still eating. So let's continue to support our athletes despite what may come our way, because we're going to need to try and be as normal as possible, to bring some joy, to bring a little glimmer of hope, that little light to somebody along the way. Because my life, I've had a great life, athletically and as far as professionally. And all I've ever done was try to instill hope in other people, getting them to believe that you can do it too. Here's what you need to do, and giving them some directions. And then later on, see them succeed. That's a joyful feeling. I can tell you that from experience. Because when people do succeed, they want to come back and tell you. They want to tell you what they did. And then they want to thank you. Some of you have experienced that, haven't you? But what is 2025 going to be with all the uncertainty, with all the chaos that's surrounding us? Will the United States change? Will we become Russia, like Russia? Because it seems that's the direction that we're heading. When all our allies are gearing up to protect themselves from us, the threats. People can say, oh, he's just bolstering, he's just talking, But then again, Hitler did that too, before he invaded Denmark. And I'm not trying to scare anybody because, hey, I'm all about sports, baby. But I am concerned what I see on the horizon. And I'm encouraging and asking you, don't give up. Have that hope. Believe and do support all our local athletic events. We got to keep the kids driving. We got to keep pushing our kids. We got to keep giving our kids hope and belief that they will someday be there and do that too, so they can have a better life. Let's hope that we have peace. And I'm concerned about that too. Robert Wilkins, a.k.a. BasketballTall. Go ahead, give me that like. That helps the algorithm. And also, subscribe. And that way you can pay attention to everything that I present. But if nothing more, at least give me a thumbs up. And also let me know, too, that, hey, you're an ex-jock, you're a current jock. I mean, athlete for you young folks don't know what jock is, okay? Or if you're a cheerleader, or you may have been in the pep squad or the dance team. Robert Wilkins, a.k.a. BasketballTall. Let's bring in 2025 with some love. Let's love one another. Let's give each other hope. Let's hope that it becomes so infectious that others feel it too. See you next time.